All right, so get that we're diving deep on success today, but not like the get rich quick kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking about the real deal, the stuff that actually lasts.
Absolutely.
And we've got this book by Darren Colucci called Everything I Never Learned in School About How to Be.
Oh, this is a good one.
And man, this guy Colucci, he had to really work for it.
Yeah.
You know, he had to figure things out the hard way.
Yeah, he didn't have it easy.
No, not at all. But that's what makes this book so valuable. He's sharing everything he learned through his struggles.
Exactly. It's not just theory, it's real life experience.
And he's not just telling stories either. He's giving you like a framework, almost a recipe for achieving your goals.
Yes, and what's so fascinating is how he emphasizes the mental game, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He says real success starts with the right mindset.
It's like he's saying before you even like start the race, you got to train your mind for the win.
Exactly. Most people skip that part.
They do. So walk me through this.
Okay.
How does Colucci define success and what's his secret sauce?
Well, he calls it a 4-step formula, and the first step is all about belief.
Okay, but isn't that just like positive thinking?
That's where Colucci gets really specific.
Okay.
He's not talking about vague optimism. He's talking about a deep-seated conviction that you can achieve what you set out to do.
Okay, so it's like more than just hoping for the best.
Much more. He uses this analogy of gravity.
Okay.
You can't see it,
Right.
but you see its effects everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Belief, he argues, works the same way. When you truly believe you're capable of something, it influences your actions, your decisions, even how you handle challenges.
So it's not just wishful thinking. It's about believing with your whole being that you can achieve something.
Exactly. And that belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Okay, I'm starting to see how powerful this could be. But what about those times when doubts creep in? You know, we all have those voices in our heads telling us we're not good enough or smart enough.
Absolutely. Everyone deals with that.
So how do we handle those doubts?
Well, Colucci calls those negative self-talk. And he emphasizes the importance of replacing those negative thoughts with positive affirmations.
Like what kind of affirmations?
Remember that story about Steph Curry writing, "I can do all things" on his shoe?
Yeah, and he went on to become an NBA MVP.
Precisely. Colucci argues that consistently feeding your mind with positive, empowering messages can actually reprogram your subconscious.
Wow. So it's like training your brain for success.
Exactly. And it's not just about what you tell yourself, it's also about the messages you absorb from others.
Oh, you mean like those little put downs or doubts that people sometimes throw our way?
Exactly. Those can really chip away at your confidence.
They can, for sure.
Colucci tells this great story about a friend who was terrified of fly fishing.
Really? Why?
He'd heard all these horror stories about getting hooked and injured.
Oh, I can see why he'd be scared.
So Colucci, being the good friend that he is, took him out on the water, showed him the ropes, and helped him overcome his fear.
That's awesome.
And guess what? Now fly fishing is his friend's greatest passion.
That's amazing. What a transformation.
It is. It shows you how much those limiting beliefs can hold us back.
Yeah, for sure. So we've talked about belief and overcoming those negative voices, but what's the next step in Colucci's formula?
Action.
Action. Okay, so it's not enough to just believe, you have to actually do something.
Exactly. Colucci has this funny analogy. He compares it to a priest praying to win the lottery without buying a ticket.
Huh. You got to be in it to win it, really?
Exactly. You can have all the belief in the world, but if you don't take action, you're not going to get anywhere.
So true. But what kind of action are we talking about? Does it have to be some grand gesture?
Not at all. In fact, Colucci emphasizes the importance of small, consistent steps.
Okay, I like that it sounds less intimidating.
It is. He says even just writing 1 page a day, sending out 1 resume, making 1 phone call, these seemingly insignificant actions can build momentum over time.
So it's like that saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Exactly. You don't have to climb the whole mountain at once. Just focus on the next step and the next, and eventually you'll reach the summit.
I love that analogy. It's so encouraging.
Colucci also talks about Stephen King, you know?
Oh yeah, the horror writer.
Early in his career, he received stacks of rejection letters.
Oof, that's got to be tough.
It is. But instead of giving up, he pinned those rejection letters to his wall.
Wow, why would he do that?
As a reminder to keep writing, to keep pushing forward.
So it's like turning those setbacks into fuel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He used those rejections as motivation to prove the doubters wrong.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It shows the power of turning negativity into something positive.
It does. And that's what Colucci is all about. He's not just about airy-fairy concepts. He gives you practical tools and strategies to apply in your everyday life.
It's just great stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got belief, we've got action. What's the next ingredient in his success recipe?
This is where it gets really interesting. Colucci talks about the importance of seeking wise counsel.
Okay, but what does he mean by that?
He's very specific about who you should be listening to.
Oh, really? I'm intrigued.
He says you shouldn't just ask anyone for advice.
Okay, so like not just your buddy at the bar?
Exactly. You need to find people who have actually achieved success in the area you're passionate about.
People who've walked the walk, so to speak.
Precisely, people who've been there and done that and can offer guidance based on their own experience.
So it's about finding mentors who understand the specific challenges you're facing.
Exactly. Not just someone who gives the same generic advice to everyone.
That makes sense. But how do you actually find these mentors?
Well, Colucci talks about being prepared, doing your research, and approaching potential mentors with respect and enthusiasm.
So it's not just about asking for a handout, it's about showing them why they should invest their time in you.
Exactly. You need to demonstrate that you're serious about your goals and willing to put in the work.
And maybe come with some questions or ideas.
Precisely, don't just show up empty-handed expecting them to do all the work.
It's like showing them you're worth mentoring.
Exactly. Colucci also shares a story about how his own father gave him career advice that wasn't quite right for him.
Oh, really? What happened?
His dad was a great guy, but he had a very traditional mindset.
Okay. He encouraged Colucci to pursue a safe and stable career path.
The kind of advice a lot of parents give.
Right. But it wasn't what Colucci was truly passionate about.
So he had to go his own way.
He did, and it highlights the importance of finding mentors who understand your specific goals and ambitions.
People who support your vision, even if it's unconventional.
Exactly. You need people who will cheer you on, not hold you back.
That's great advice. Okay, so finding the right mentors is key. What's the next piece of the puzzle?
This one might seem a bit unexpected. Colucci talks about volunteering.
Volunteering, I wouldn't normally think of that as a path to success.
Right, but Colucci sees it as an investment in your future.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's not about working for free. It's about gaining experience, building connections, and exploring different fields.
So it's like a low-risk way to test the waters and see what you're really interested in.
Exactly, and you can learn valuable skills that you might not be able to get in a traditional job.
And maybe impress some potential employers along the way.
Precisely. Colucci uses the example of Roger Staubach, a football player.
Yeah, he was a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
I remember him.
While he was serving in the Navy, he volunteered in real estate.
Really? I didn't know that.
It wasn't just busy work either. It laid the foundation for a successful career after football.
Wow. So he was building his resume without even realizing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Colucci also talks about Damon John, the founder of FUBU.
Oh, yeah, the clothing company.
He learned to sew for free, which proved invaluable when he started his business.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It shows you how those seemingly random skills can come in handy later on.
Exactly. And Colucci emphasizes the importance of approaching volunteering with the same level of professionalism as a paid job.
So don't just show up expecting to be spoon-fed.
Right. Treat it as an opportunity to learn and contribute.
Like an on-the-job audition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Colucci himself used this strategy when he wanted to get into coaching college football.
Really? How did that work out?
He offered to coach for free at a small college, and they were so impressed with his dedication that they hired him.
That's amazing. It shows you the power of taking initiative.
It does, and Colucci emphasizes that volunteering is also a great way to develop a positive attitude, which is actually the next element in his formula.
Okay. I can see how helping others can make you feel good, but how does a positive attitude translate into tangible success?
Colucci is a big believer in the infectious nature of attitude.
So like, good vibes attract good things.
Exactly. He believes that a positive attitude not only helps you succeed, but also benefits everyone around you.
It's like that saying, your vibe attracts your tribe.
Exactly. And on the flip side, a negative attitude can really bring you down.
Oh, for sure. I've definitely worked with people who can drain the energy out of a room.
Exactly. And those people are not going to help you achieve your goals.
So how do you stay positive, especially when things aren't going your way?
Colucci doesn't just advocate for blind optimism.
Yeah.
He emphasizes the importance of controlling your emotions even when things go wrong.
So it's about choosing how you respond to challenges.
Exactly. He cites Arnold Schwarzenegger, who said that getting upset doesn't change the situation.
I like that it's about focusing on solutions, not dwelling on the problem.
Precisely, it's about staying calm under pressure and maintaining a positive outlook.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about dealing with negative people, those energy vampires who always seem to bring you down?
Colucci addresses that directly.
I was hoping you would.
He cautions against spending too much time with people who drain your energy.
So it's about choosing your inner circle wisely.
Exactly. You want to surround yourself with people who lift you up, not drag you down.
That makes sense. It's like creating a positive ecosystem for yourself.
Precisely. And Colucci shares a story about almost abandoning a potentially life-saving invention because of negative feedback.
Wow, that's a powerful example.
It highlights the importance of protecting your mental space and being selective about who you allow to influence your thinking.
So it's not about being rude or cutting people off. It's about being mindful of the energy you're exposing yourself to.
Exactly. You have the right to protect your own well-being.
Okay, so positivity is in, negativity is out.
Yeah.
What else does Colucci recommend for those seeking success?
This one might seem a bit old-fashioned, but Colucci is a big believer in the power of good manners.
Good manners. Like
Yeah.
saying please and thank you.
It's more than just politeness. Colucci argues that courtesy and respect can open doors that talent alone cannot.
Interesting. So it's not just about what you know, it's about how you treat people.
Exactly. He emphasizes the importance of genuine appreciation and gratitude, acknowledging people's efforts and showing them that you value their contributions.
So it's about building relationships and treating everyone with dignity.
Precisely. And he shares a story about getting flight coupons just for being nice to a harried airline employee.
Wow, talk of the power of kindness.
It shows you that even small gestures can make a big difference.
Okay, so good manners are a must. What's the final piece of Colucci's success formula?
He saves the best for last. Colucci talks about the importance of persistence.
Yeah, persistence, it seems like such a simple concept, right? Yeah, but it's so easy to give up when things get tough.
Exactly. And that's where Colucci's insights are so valuable. He believes persistence trumps talent connections, even luck.
Wow. Okay, so it's like the ultimate key to success.
You'd think so. He tells the story about Jerry Weintraub. You know?
I don't think so.
He was like this legendary Hollywood producer.
Okay.
And he was determined to work with Elvis Presley.
Wow, so like back in the day.
Yeah, this was a while ago. But anyway, he relentlessly pursued Elvis's manager for a whole year.
A whole year? That's a long time.
Can you imagine a year of constant rejection?
I don't think I could handle that.
Most people couldn't, but Weintraub, he had this unwavering belief in his vision.
He must have really wanted it.
He did, and eventually that persistence paid off. He
Yeah.
landed the job and made millions.
That's amazing. It's like he willed it into existence.
That's what Colucci believes. He argues that persistence is about more than just grit. It's about having that unshakable faith in your goals.
So it's like a combination of willpower and belief.
Exactly. And he reminds us of Abraham Lincoln, you know.
Oh yeah, one of the greatest presidents.
He suffered a long string of political defeats before finally becoming president.
Talk about persistence.
Right. It's a reminder that setbacks are inevitable, but it's our ability to bounce back that determines our ultimate success.
So true. Okay, so we've covered a lot. Belief, action mentors, attitude, negativity, manners, and persistence.
It's quite a toolkit.
It is,
Yeah.
but there's one more thing we got to talk about. Colucci talks about visualization, but he takes it a step further than just positive thinking.
Yeah, he calls it spinning the world in your direction.
Okay, that sounds intriguing. What does he mean by that?
He believes you can actually shape your reality by visualizing your desired outcome with absolute certainty.
Hold on, are we talking about magic here?
Not exactly. Colucci is very grounded in practicality, but he also acknowledges the power of the mind to influence events.
Okay, I'm open to that.
He shares some pretty amazing stories to back up this idea, like the time he bought a $20,000 painting for only $3,000.
Wow, okay, now I have to hear this story.
He was at this art gallery and saw this painting he absolutely loved.
Uh-huh.
He could just picture it hanging in his home. He even started planning the furniture around it.
So he was already envisioning it as his.
Exactly. But there was one problem. The price was way out of his budget.
Oh no, so what did he do?
He offered the gallery owner $3,000, like a fraction of the asking price.
I bet she wasn't impressed.
She laughed at him, but Colucci didn't give up. He kept visualizing that painting in his home.
So he just held on to that vision.
He did for over a year.
A year? That's incredible.
Then one day he stumbled upon an online auction, and guess what was being auctioned?
It was the painting.
It was the painting, and he ended up winning it for his original offer of $3,000.
No way, that's amazing.
Colucci argues that when you combine a clear vision with unwavering belief and persistent action, you create a powerful force that can shape your reality.
So it's like you're sending out a signal to the universe.
That's one way to think about it. He has other stories like this too. He talks about buying his second home in Florida by visualizing it, saving diligently, and taking calculated risks.
So it's not just about daydreaming. It's about taking concrete steps towards your goals while also holding that mental picture of the outcome you desire.
Exactly. It's about aligning your thoughts and actions.
I love that. That's what Colucci is all about. He's not just giving you ideas, he's giving you practical tools to achieve your dream.
Exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so valuable.
It really is. So we've explored Colucci's 4-step formula, belief, action, mentors, and persistence.
And we've delved into the importance of mindset, attitude, manners, and even the power of visualization.
It's been quite a journey.
It has, and it all boils down to the success is not just about luck or talent. It's about cultivating the right mindset and taking consistent action.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Darren Colucci's Everything I Never Learned in School About How to Be, what's the one thing that stands out to you the most?
For me, it's the emphasis on persistence. It's about never giving up on your dreams, no matter how many obstacles you face.
And that's a message we can all take to heart. So what are you going to do today to move closer to your goals? Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. And with the right tools and mindset, anything is possible.